upon a tweet. We're going to watch it tonight, and while yeah, initially it does look like very violent footage, I think something else could be going on. It comes from David Vance, and this video has been watched 1.4 million times. Let's see how David presents it. Why would anyone behave like this? It's feral behaviour and raises questions about how such individuals was brought up. We can all disagree with each other, but wanton violence is never acceptable. Yeah, completely agree, David, but don't be too sure that wanton violence is what we're seeing here. He's just swung his arm. Looks absolutely awful, I agree. Initial thoughts watching that? Horrific. But as always, things are never as they seem. Well, firstly, let's take a moment to appreciate just how terrible quality this video is. Whoever's filming this would probably have had to work quite hard to find a phone with such a terrible camera. I will point out the people in the red, they're everywhere. They're forming a barrier from anyone entering this area. You'll notice how many people are in this small area, whereas the rest of the park looks pretty deserted. Everyone's decided to gather up on this concrete seating area. They're surrounded by red jackets. Let's try and hear what is said. He knows he's on camera. I suppose he can think, such a rubbish camera, no one will be able to tell my identity. Look how skinny his legs are. That don't look right, surely. We haven't actually heard any back and forth between this man, who it appears is having an argument with this person sat here. I know the focus is on this guy, even these people in the brightly coloured red jackets, but there is a more interesting or more curious thing going on in this video than just what he's about to do. The lady in green, she is about to get walloped in the face. Notice one thing from the very start of this video. Has she said a word? Do we see her say anything to the guy? She is absolutely motionless. Still hasn't moved a muscle, hasn't uttered a single word, just stays in this stationary position. Right? Yeah. She sees him charge up, still hasn't moved a muscle, still hasn't done anything, said anything, tried to move, nope, hasn't even flinched. His arms just come back. Even at this point, just watching it, I kind of almost flinched because a punch is about to be thrown. Not this woman, absolutely stationary, right up until impact, at which point, at least this hand holding this drink would have come up. Strange, thin looking arm, and her legs are way over chunky. One thing you do see is a bit of glitching on the screen, right on impact, stationary AF. His arms become very blocky, a black square has just appeared where the woman's face was, impact-wise. If you're in a park like this and you see someone get thumped, you don't just stand there and just carry on about your business. Oh look, that woman just got clubbed over by that gang of kids. Gonna do anything? No, we'll just sit here and carry on our conversation. Look at them. Nothing happens. No reaction, nothing. Some people have glanced over. It's a man or a woman. I assumed it was meant to be a woman. We get a close-up of the face, and just like the rest of this video, very bizarre. Here are the parameter of people, making sure no one comes into this area. This is a closed set. Horrific. In reality, to see a guy do something like that, or to see anyone do something like that to a person who's just sat there stationary, not moving a muscle or saying a word, it would be horrible, but this isn't quite as it seems, I'm confident. These people blocking the path, so any passers-by in the area, all seems pretty well blocked off, and now this guy speaks to the camera.
Listen, this is what goes on in the park out here. Fuck your life. Yeah, listen. This bitch got me fucked up, so I ain't gonna smack it. Look, this what happens when you say
Look at this person now. Man or woman? You would assume it's a woman because of the chest. Look at this thing. Out cold like this.
You bitches, fucking that stupid shit here. Smack and knock the fuck out like that. I don't play like that. Bitch, this bitch slump.
Still stationary with some sort of keychain around their neck.
Life. Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate this isn't a pleasant thing to watch, but you cannot, for 1 second, let them fool you. Let them think, oh, this is too disturbing. See what I mean about not moving? The arm, absolutely. I think this video is full of it myself. Curious to know what you think. What would be the purpose of fabricating such a horrific, horrible video? Let's see what the tweet tells us. Are people silly enough to film themselves whacking someone and then coming straight up to the camera and bragging about it? The way he acts, the moves he makes just beforehand, all designed to be as disturbing and offensive as possible. This is certainly developed with the intention of angering people, making them fear going out. I would say colour-coded. All the people in red are members of the crew. It's all placed intermittently. If this is some sort of gang and the gang colours are a red jacket, then why has he got black on? Unpopular messages. People don't want to hear it said that something that they've invested so much emotion into. I mean, say if you saw this video, quite rightly sticking by it, who wouldn't be? Whether it's dramatized, whether it's just using a mannequin overlaid with their CGI, which seems to give you very blocky square legs. It's time to be uncomfortable with this rubbish. If this is something you hold to be in any way true, then I would encourage you to get a reality check, because this isn't reality. I'm going to put a link to this tweet if anyone wants to see it for themselves and share their opinion. We'll have a look at some of the responses to this. I'm black and I don't assault people at all, nor do I live in the ghetto. Am I also one of them? Of course, it's got to turn into race, it's got to turn into hatred, got to turn into fear, anger. Big brave woman beta punk wouldn't last long around here. Shall I put my thoughts on it? The footage doesn't look legit. Designed to create fear, division and anger. Don't fall for it. I'll put a link to this vid. We'll see if we get any responses. I want to show my appreciation to Linda Mack and Skeptic936, who both are sponsoring this channel. If you want to do likewise, you can check me out over on Patreon. Another way you can support this channel is to hit the thumbs up before you leave. Would always thank you for doing that. Thanks for taking the time to tune in.